Today on American Outlaw, are you new to guns? Here's some things, some tips that are going to help you out. Guys, you know that I am injured. I had knee surgery, a full knee replacement, ended up having compartment syndrome, so I had to have 2 surgeries legitimately to save my life. My life was on the line. It's been a rough month. I also started a new business channel. We're going to link it below. I want to say, hey, I'm trying to make something of myself. This is a great spot for you to go, so I want you to check it out. If you're new to guns, you're going to have heard a bunch of stuff, a bunch of myths, a bunch of bullshit, and we're going to try to iron some of that out. And then as we go, if you have some questions, post them below, and I'll try to answer them in another video. The first one, a laser on your pistol will make you shoot better. No, it won't. Nor will a red dot sight. So, you know, we have this whole craze of a red dot sight. Now, red dot sights are easier to shoot. I do prefer them on some of my pistols. Do I have to have them? No. Do I have to have them on all my pistols? No. I actually don't like them on my carry pistols because I don't like them to dim down. And then whenever I jerk my pistol out, I'm looking for a dot that's not there because I need to turn it back up. That's me. It doesn't have to be you. But neither one of those are going to make you a better shooter in that you still have to have perfect fundamentals to be able to fire well. And if you don't have those perfect fundamentals, your breathing, your trigger control, your grip perfect, if you don't have that, then you're going to miss it anyway. So it's not a cure-all. You need a light on your pistol. I totally disagree with that. You know, everybody that argues back, you know, there's a couple of rules of a gunfight. Rule number 1 of a gunfight. What is it? Stay alive during the gunfight. Don't get shot in the gunfight. Rule number 2 of a gunfight. Move. Get off the X. You have to start moving. Rule number 3 of a gunfight. Bring a gun to the gunfight. I know you thought rule number 1 was going to be bring a gun to the gunfight, but it's not, right? Bring a gun to the gunfight. Rule number 4, whatever that is, bring a friend with a gun to the gunfight. Anyway, it's really important that you understand that gunfights happen fast. They don't ever happen like you think. And the likelihood of them happening where you actually need a light on your gun is very slim. But like most people break rule 3 anyway. They don't even bring a gun to the gunfight. They tell you they have all this. They got a staccato XC with a 17-round magazine, and it's got an RMR on the top, and it's got a Surefire X300. Yeah, but you're not carrying it. I bump into you, and you're not carrying it, right? You got to have a gun that you're going to carry so that you can actually use it. That's one of our biggest flaws is that we talk all this stuff, and we don't even use it. But to me, a light on your gun is worth it for duty practices, like I'm a police officer or I'm in the military and I have an outside the waistband holster. Yeah, absolutely. Or I don't have another light on me. Sure. But they're going to shoot at that light. So when you're holding that gun out, they're going to shoot at it. Versus if you had a handheld light, you can hold it over here. You can hold it back here. You can hold it down and to the side. So that, you know, just some techniques, tactics, procedures that I don't know if you thought of, but that's a gun myth. Another gun myth is background checks. Everybody thinks that we need more background checks because of the bad guys. The background checks are very thorough. I think they're actually too much. Like they should not do this many background checks on us this long, but they do. And so we can't decide as FFL holders or just citizens or even as a police officer whether or not somebody's fit enough to have a gun or not at that time. So that's not our job, and we can't say, wait a minute, we just don't think he's fit. Like you can't, I don't know. Background checks are stupid, but we have them, and it's really hard to get a gun. Gun owners, FFL owners are not just giving them out. You got to have all the right documentation. You got to have everything set up. But you know, if you're going to do that, you need to be somebody that actually went and took a real class with a real instructor so you don't hurt anybody. Concealed carry permits. James Yeager once said, carry a gun everywhere you go, no matter what, legal or not legal. The truth is, if something happens, it's probably going to happen in a gun-free zone. you're likely not going to get in trouble with a gun unless you lose your gun. So the spirit of the law versus the principle of the law, right? The spirit of the law was, we don't want you carrying these guns and doing something bad on campus or in a federal building. The principle of the law is like, no, you just can't carry this at all, no matter what. That's the part that digs you, spirit versus principle. It's really important how you view the law. But I have always had the feeling that if I walked into the middle of an elementary school while there was an active shooter shooting and I had my gun and I got to work, if the cop shot me, I would rather die a hero than live a coward. But I think most jury members would be like, no, we're letting this guy go. He saved lives. Like, you weren't nefarious about what you were doing at all. But background checks are really hard to pass. They're very thorough. I've never seen an FFL person break it. You just don't know who's going to do crazy things or not. So is an AR-15 a weapon of war? So there's two ways to look at that. One, no, it's not a M4 or an M16 that's fully auto. Most of the military guns are fully auto. Do you need a fully auto AR-15 5.56? No. You really don't. Like, I don't honestly even know why they are. I don't know why they are. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe a 3-round burst, maybe, but I want to be in control of every round and know where it's going. And I think most guys that I know want that. Anyway, I look at an AR-15 as a personal defense weapon, personal protection weapon inside of a wartime zone, because there are artillery rounds going everywhere. There are drones coming in everywhere. There are missile strikes happening. There are people running around shooting at you. Like, it's just so much. AR-15 to me is a personal protection piece inside of war, because they're going to fight you with artillery rounds, tanks, jets, bombs, JDAMs, you know what I mean? AIM-9s. That's what they want to protect you with. That's what we're going to protect you with, SAM missiles. But you know, you can't get them fully automatic. Is there a place inside of maybe an ambush? Maybe. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest. Universal background checks for gun registry. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? Well, the last time this happened, it was Adolf Hitler. What was it? 1933 or 1938, Adolf Hitler registered guns. Now he knew who had them, and now they could take them. No, you're not ever going to see me register my guns, right? I'm not burying my guns. I hear a lot of people say, oh, it's time to bury your guns. The truth is, if it's really time for you to bury your guns, it's really time for you to dig them up, right? Like, if they're going to force you to hide your guns, fuck that. We got to fight now. I don't lose my guns in boating accidents or anything like that. I just don't. But the universal background check is a joke. What they're doing to try to stop us from getting guns is an absolute joke. We just have to keep fighting it. What can you purchase that will make you a better shooter? You can purchase a couple of things. One, a lot of really good ammo. And two, a plane ticket on the way to a class under a watchful eye of an instructor. So Gunsight, Clint Smith's new premier training, Thunder Ranch, Tactical Response, Chris Costaludis, Travis Haley Strategic. Those guys are going to come out and teach you from minute one on how to do this and how to do it correctly. And that's going to be really important for you guys to do. What's bad for you is when you think you can do something like, I'm going to go buy a Chambers Custom $9,000 2011, and that's going to make me a better shooter. It's not. It is easier to shoot, but it's not making you a better shooter. To be a better shooter, there's one simple thing. You need to shoot, and I guess there's two things. You need to shoot under the watchful eye of an instructor so they make sure that what you're doing is correct every time. That will get you the furthest, fastest. Okay, magazine capacities. Why are you doing it, and does it make you safer? Dudes, Bill Clinton put on a ban where he had 10-round magazines and did all this stuff with guns and short barrels and everything else. When I remember George Bush overturning the 8 or 9 year ban, George said, guys, we did all of the statistics and read about them. If it would have helped even one person, I would have just left it in order. But it didn't. It didn't help anybody. So the capacity of your magazines doesn't really matter. Like, if you take a trained shooter and I just had 10 10-round magazines, I will shoot those faster and more accurate than you will shoot 3 30-round magazines having barely touched that gun. So that's just such a myth. And now the rule in America is, kind of like it could totally change. But the overall rule is you need 7.5 shots per shooting between police or concealed carry. So if you have a gun that holds 8, you're good. I've got a lot of 45s that hold 8, right? I'm good. So I don't necessarily, I don't need to go chase a new gun. I don't need to chase new equipment. I could just use what I have and repurpose it. Do guns go off on their own? The answer to that is no. And guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. People kill people with cars. People kill people with rocks. Can you say people kill people? People kill people? That's like a tongue twister. People kill people. People kill people. Anyway, so the only gun that I know of right now that is allegedly going off by itself is the SIG 320. They've gotten sued. Several cops have gotten shot. I had a buddy that dropped one and it shot. I have 2 of them and I like them fine. A buddy of mine helped procure the SIGs into the Navy, and they won that contract based on the fact that they had a thumb safety. But for the public, they took the thumb safety off, and now you have all these shootings. Do I think there's something to it? Absolutely. There's something to it. What is it? I don't know. Does SIG deserve to go bankrupt? No, not at all. Like, SIG is an iconic company. They just need to slow down and get their stuff together again really well. Just so you guys understand that what the stand your ground means, I hear so many people, if you come on my property, I can shoot you and I'll get away with it. Nope, that's not true. New Mexico is not a stand your ground state. When I was a cop there, I know that if somebody broke into your house and you could flee out the back door, it was your responsibility to flee out the back door. I also don't care if they're in my house stealing my stuff because I have insurance. That's what insurance is for, as long as my kids or family isn't in there so that they can't hurt anything. You could take my stuff because I can get it all back. But my family, if you hurt them, I can't get them back, right? So they have to be committing a felony. So no matter how it works out, you have to be able to articulate that you were in fear that your life or someone else's was in danger of death or grave bodily harm. Like, they are really, really hurting you, and so you use a gun to defend yourself. It's not just, hey man, you just pulled up on my lawn, I can shoot you. I hear way too many people saying that, and that is not true. All right, guys. So you are buying your first gun ever. What are some things to be like super considerate of and understand? One of them, you need to know the gun laws in your state. You need to learn them very intimate. You need to learn the gun laws of all the states that you're going to be traveling in that you may take your gun with. You need to learn how to fly with it on TSA. So you have the proper TSA locks. You don't have ammo in it. It's in the original container. It's not in the magazine. It's not in the gun. You're going to have to show them all that every time. That's important. But yeah, so guys, what you want to do is you want to go to your local state government and you want to find out what the firearms laws are there, federal and state firearms laws. Some of them can only hold 10 bullets in their magazine. Some of them can only hold 6. Some of them can only have a shotgun. Some of them can only have a rifle. Some of them can't have anything but a bolt action because they can't have a semi-auto rifle. I don't know why that is, but it is. So you need to research what guns you can have, where you can have them, how long you can have them there. That's very, very important. Then how can you ship them out? Like, you need to be able to ship them back out. You're not trying to be individually special when it comes to this. You're just trying to survive the gunfight. So start with a Glock. Just start with a Glock. If you are smaller or you're having a hard time carrying a gun, grab the Glock 48. Keep the 10-round magazines in there. Don't buy the Shield AR, the Shield ones. Just keep them in there. Enjoy what you have. It's going to work. You're not going to be outgunned. But start with a Glock. Start with an Incog holster and 5 magazines. Start there. Incog Eclipse holster from G-Code. Start right there. Learn to shoot that. Get 1,000 rounds, 2,000 rounds. Go shoot that. Start getting better with it. And then you'll work your way into other guns that you want. But make that pistol your baby. You hear a lot of myths and stuff out there. What are your favorite BS comments and myths that you hear about guns? Is it 40 Smith & Wesson doesn't work, 9mm doesn't work? Like, what are the things that you hear all the time that you're like, no, dude, for sure it works. You just need to be a little smarter.